walk into a dealership with cash in your pocket. You know exactly what you want. You've done your research. You're ready to buy. The salesman sees you coming. He smiles. He's been waiting for someone like you. Then you tell him which ATV you want. And his smile disappears. He starts talking about quote 0. He mentions quote 1 you haven't considered. He offers you a great deal on something else. Why? Because the machine you want is unbreakable. It will never come back to his service department. It will never generate warranty claims. It will never need expensive parts that he can mark up. You're not buying an ATV. You're buying a machine that cuts him out of the profit loop for the next 15 years. Today, I'm naming 5 unbreakable ATVs that dealers hate when you buy. Not because they're bad, because they're too good. These machines are so reliable, so overbuilt, and so simple that they rob dealerships of their most profitable revenue stream: repairs. If you're a senior rider from the US, Canada, or Europe who wants a machine you can buy once and ride forever, pay attention. Because the dealers won't tell you about these. You have to know. Let's start with number 1. And this one hurts some feelings. Number 1. Honda 4Trax Foreman 4x4. The Honda Foreman is the ATV equivalent of an anvil. It's heavy, it's simple, it does one job and does it forever. And dealers absolutely hate selling them. Here's why. The Foreman has changed so little over the last 15 years that every mechanic already knows how to fix it. Every part is available aftermarket. Every problem has been documented and solved on a forum somewhere. When you buy a Foreman, you're not buying a relationship with a dealership. You're buying independence. The engine is a 518 cubic centimeter single cylinder that produces modest power by modern standards. That's not a weakness. That's the whole point. Honda undertunes their engines so they run cool, run clean, and run forever. A Foreman engine will easily go 10,000 miles with basic maintenance. I've seen them go 20,000. The transmission is either a traditional manual or Honda's hydraulic automatic. Neither uses a belt. Neither overheats. Neither leaves you stranded on the trail with a smoking CVT cover. The frame is overbuilt. The suspension is simple. The electronics are minimal. There's nothing to break because there's nothing fancy to break. A dealer makes money on service. The Foreman never needs service. A dealer makes money on parts. The Foreman's parts are available everywhere, not just from the dealer. A dealer makes money on trade-ins. Foreman owners never trade. They die and pass the machine to their kids. That's why dealers hate the Foreman. It's not that they can't sell it. They can. It's that selling it is the end of the relationship. And in the dealership business, the relationship is where the money is. Now pause here. How many of you own a Foreman? How many miles? Have you ever needed major repairs? Comment below. Because the next machine on this list is the Foreman's only real competitor. Number 2. Yamaha Grizzly 700. The Yamaha Grizzly 700 is the machine that Honda owners pretend not to respect. It's more comfortable, it's more powerful, it has better suspension, and somehow, it's almost as reliable. Here's what makes the Grizzly unbreakable. The Ultramatic transmission. Yamaha's CVT is the best in the industry. It uses a wet clutch that eliminates the grabby engagement that plagues other automatics. It has engine braking that actually works. And the belt? It lasts. 5,000 miles on a Grizzly belt is normal. Twice that is possible. The 686 cubic centimeter engine is liquid-cooled and fuel-injected. It's been in production for nearly 2 decades. Every weakness has been engineered out. Every recall has been addressed. The current Grizzly is the result of 20 years of continuous refinement. But here's what really makes dealers angry. The Grizzly doesn't need their proprietary diagnostic computer. When something goes wrong, and it rarely does, any mechanic can figure it out. The parts are cross-referenced across a dozen aftermarket catalogs. You don't need to go to a Yamaha dealer for anything except maybe a cam chain tensioner. And the Grizzly holds its value. A 10-year-old Grizzly with high miles still sells for real money. That means owners aren't trading up. They're keeping what they have. No trade means no sale of a new machine. No new machine means no financing commission. No financing commission means no profit. Dealers would rather sell you a Polaris or a Can-Am. Those machines will be back in 6 months for something. A belt, a sensor, a power steering recalibration, a frame weld. Every visit is money. Every repair is profit. The Grizzly doesn't give them that. That's why they hate it. Now I want to hear from Grizzly owners. What year is your machine? What's the biggest repair you've had? Be honest, because the third machine on this list is for a different kind of rider entirely. Number 3. Yamaha Kodiak 700. The Kodiak 700 is the Grizzly's work boot-wearing cousin. Same engine, same transmission, less suspension, fewer features, lower price, and somehow even more reliable. Here's the secret. The Kodiak uses a solid rear axle instead of independent rear suspension. That sounds like a downgrade. For comfort, it is. For durability, it's an upgrade. There are no rear CV boots to tear, no rear suspension bushings to wear out, no alignment to lose. The solid axle just works. Forever. The Kodiak also has fewer electronics than the Grizzly. No ride modes. No digital display with a dozen screens. Just a speedometer, a fuel gauge, and a handful of warning lights. Every electronic component you delete is a component that can't fail. Dealers hate the Kodiak for the same reason they hate the Foreman. It doesn't come back. It doesn't need them. And it sells to a customer who cares about function over form. That customer isn't buying extended warranties, isn't buying tire protection plans, isn't financing through the dealer at 15%. The Kodiak buyer is paying cash and driving away. That's the worst customer in the dealership world. Profitable? No. High maintenance? No. Worth the sales commission? Barely. But for you, the senior rider who wants a machine that starts every time and never asks for anything except oil and gas, the Kodiak is perfect. Number 4. Kawasaki Brute Force 750. Now we get to the machine that surprises people. The Kawasaki Brute Force 750 doesn't look unbreakable. It's big, it's powerful. It has a V-twin engine that seems like it should have problems. But here's what the dealers know that you don't. The Brute Force platform has been around since 2005, 21 years. In that time, Kawasaki has fixed every single issue. The early models had carburetor problems, fixed. The middle years had KEBC brake module failures, fixed. The later years had stator issues, fixed. The current Brute Force is a machine that has no secrets. Every bolt has been turned by a mechanic somewhere. Every part has been reproduced by an aftermarket company. Every problem has a known solution with a known cost. But here's why dealers hate selling it. The Brute Force buyer is informed. They've done the research. They know what the machine is worth. They know the weak points. They know the maintenance schedule. They're not walking into the dealership blind. An informed buyer is a dealer's nightmare. They don't pay full freight. They don't buy unnecessary add-ons. They don't finance at marked up rates. They negotiate. They walk away. They come back. They grind you down on price and then pay cash. That's not a profitable transaction. That's a transaction the dealer tolerates because they need to move inventory. But they hate every minute of it. The Brute Force 7.5. Also has a reputation for being heavy and outdated. That's true. It is heavy. It is outdated. But that weight means a robust chassis. That outdated design means proven reliability. You're not buying cutting-edge technology. You're buying a machine that has been beaten on by farmers, hunters, and ranchers for 2 decades and survived. That's worth more than a touchscreen. Now pause here. How many of you own a Brute Force? What year? How has it treated you? Comment below, because the 5th machine on this list is the one that will really get the dealers angry. Number 5. Suzuki King Quad 500. The Suzuki King Quad is the forgotten gem of the ATV world. It doesn't get the attention of the Honda or the Yamaha. It doesn't have the horsepower of the Can-Am. It doesn't have the features of the Polaris. But it has something better: simplicity. The King Quad 500 uses a 493 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled single-cylinder engine that produces about 40 horsepower. That's not impressive. It's not supposed to be. That engine is so understressed that it could probably run on cooking oil. It generates so little heat that the cooling system barely works. It produces so little vibration that the bolts never loosen. The CVT is nearly as good as Yamaha's. The 4x4 system is simple and effective. The chassis is basic but durable. The whole machine is a study in function over flash. Dealers hate the King Quad because it's hard to sell. The customer who wants a Suzuki is usually someone who has already owned one. They know what they're getting. They don't need a sales pitch, they just need a price. And here's the real killer. Suzuki's ATV dealer network is thin. Many dealerships don't carry Suzuki at all. The ones that do carry Suzuki as a second or third brand. They don't make much money on them. They don't stock many parts. They don't have factory-trained Suzuki mechanics. So when a customer comes in wanting a King Quad, the dealer has a choice. Make a small profit on a machine they don't really want to sell. Or steer that customer toward a more profitable brand. Which do you think they choose? They'll tell you the King Quad is discontinued. They'll tell you parts are hard to find. They'll tell you Suzuki is leaving the ATV market. Some of that might be true. Some of it is just lies to get you to buy something else. Don't believe them. The King Quad is still being made. Parts are available online. And Suzuki has been leaving the ATV market for 10 years. They're still here. The models that didn't make the list. I want to address a few machines that some of you might expect to see here. The Honda Rancher. Yes, it's reliable. Yes, it's simple. But it's also smaller and less capable than the Foreman. For a senior rider who wants a do-everything machine, the Foreman is the better choice. The Rancher is for lighter duty. The Yamaha Raptor 700. I love the Raptor, but it's a sport quad. It's not unbreakable. The shift drum stopper lever is a known weak point. The chain and sprockets require constant attention. It's a great machine, but it's not on this list. The Can-Am Outlander. Great power, great suspension, great handling, not unbreakable. The electrical system is complex. The power steering can fail. The CVT is finicky. The Outlander is a performance machine, not a durability machine. The Polaris Sportsman Polaris sells more ATVs than anyone. They sell them because they're comfortable and feature-rich. They do not sell them because they're unbreakable. The clutch system is a known weakness. The electronics are problematic. The frames can crack. Polaris makes good machines, but they're not on this list for a reason. Why dealers really hate these machines? Let me be direct about the economics. A dealership makes most of its profit from 3 sources: service, parts, and financing. When you buy a Honda Foreman, you're not coming back for service. It doesn't need it. You're not buying parts from the dealer. You're buying them online. And you're probably paying cash or using your own financing. That's a low-margin sale. The dealer might make $500 on the transaction. On a Can-Am Outlander with financing and an extended warranty, the dealer might make $3,000. Which customer do you think they want? When you walk into a dealership and ask for a Foreman or a Grizzly or a King Quad, you're announcing yourself as a low-profit customer. The salesman's brain switches from "how can I help you" to "how can I move you to something else?" They'll tell you the machine is underpowered. They'll tell you the suspension is outdated. They'll tell you the technology is old. They'll tell you anything to get you on a Polaris or a Can-Am. Don't listen. The machine that makes the dealer the least money is the machine that makes you the happiest. Because you're not paying for their service department. You're not paying for their parts markup. You're not paying for their financing commissions. You're just paying for the machine. And then you're riding it. For years. Without them. How to buy these machines without getting screwed. Now that you know which machines dealers hate, here's how to actually buy one. First, do your research before you walk in. Know the current market price. Know the invoice price. Know what accessories you want and what they cost. Go in informed. Second, call ahead. Ask if they have the machine in stock. If they say no, ask if they can get it. If they hesitate, Call another dealer. Don't drive an hour to a dealer who's going to waste your time. Third, be prepared to walk away. The salesman will try to move you to a different machine. Stay firm. You want the Foreman, or the Grizzly, or the King Quad. If they can't get it, leave. There's another dealer. Fourth, bring your own financing. Or better yet, pay cash. The dealer will try to convince you to finance through them. Don't do it. They'll mark up the rate. They'll add fees. They'll make thousands off your loan. Bring a check from your credit union or bring cash. Fifth, say no to everything in the finance office. No extended warranty, no tire protection, no gap insurance, no paint protection, no VIN etching, nothing. These machines don't need extended warranties. That's the whole point of buying them. The bottom line: the 5 unbreakable ATVs that dealers hate to sell are the Honda Foreman 4x4, the Yamaha Grizzly 700, the Yamaha Kodiak 700, the Kawasaki Brute Force 750, and the Suzuki King Quad 500. These machines are not the fastest, not the most powerful, not the most technologically advanced. They are the most durable, the most repairable, the most independent. For a senior rider who wants to buy one machine and ride it for the next 15 years, these are your only choices. Everything else is a compromise. Everything else will be back at the dealer. Everything else will cost you more in the long run. The dealers know this. That's why they hate these machines. That's why they'll try to sell you something else. Don't let them. Your turn. Now I want to hear from you. What ATV do you own that has been unbreakable? What machine has never let you down? What would you recommend to a senior rider who wants to buy once and ride forever? Share your story in the comments. Name the year, the model, the miles. Let the community know what actually works. And if you're a dealer watching this, I want to hear from you too. Are these machines really unbreakable? Or am I exaggerating? Post your experience. I'll pin the most honest response. Next week, I'm making a video about the ATV models that dealerships actually make the most money on. And trust me, you don't want to own any of them. Hit like if you want to see it. Until then, keep the rubber side down and your wallet closed unless you're buying one of these 5.